Great. Tell me, do you work or study?
I study.
All right. Tell me a little about the subjects that you study.
I am doing my master's in commerce, and the subject that I study are financial accounting, business environmental, organizational behavior, and many more related to accounts.
Okay. Why did you choose to study these subjects?
These subjects play a vital role in our day-to-day life. When we go across many fields, like we are performing something in business field, we are going to a company, we are running an organization, the need of financial transaction, the summary of accounting period, the company's operation, its financial position, cash inflow and outflow are counted everywhere. That's why there is always a need to study these subjects.
Okay. Do you like the subjects you study? If
Yes,
so, why?
I like the subject that I study because it tells me to deal with the firstly tell me to deal with the social peoples that are around me, and in a way it is a financial activity. That's why buying and selling in our day to day life are also affected by it.
Okay. What is the most interesting subject that you're studying?
The most interesting study that subjects that I study is organizational behavior.
Okay. Are you looking forward to working?
Yes, I am looking forward to work.
Okay. Do you prefer to study in the mornings or afternoons?
I prefer to study in the morning, as in the morning the mind is fresh and I can collect many ideas, and I just go through them, and after studying that particular subject, that remains in my mind for 1 to 2 months after that.
Okay. Is there anything that made you feel happy lately?
Yes, my daughter, she always make me feel happy.
Okay. What do you do to stay happy?
Sometimes I play with my daughter, sometimes I find a space, sometimes I listen to music, sometimes I perform many activities like dancing, like painting, and many more hobbies.
Okay. Do you think it is possible to stay happy all the time?
Every time anyone could not stay happy, but according to me, happiness is a feeling that could not prevail all the time. It should be not counted every time, because if we are putting efforts, only then we can get happiness in our life.
Okay. Is it important to be happy?
Yes, it is really important to be happy, because happiness play a vital role in our day to day life. Our behavior is affected by happiness. If we have the feeling of happiness, we can work in a louder way, and we are self confident, because happiness happiness is very important for a person's behavior, his life, and his enjoyment skills.
Okay. Let's jump to your cue card. I want you to describe an interesting conversation you had with your friend. You must tell me who you spoke with, where you were, what the conversation was about, and explain why you think it was interesting. You have 1 minute to gather your thoughts back, and then we'll start.
Okay. I spoke to my friend Barbie. The conversation was about my school, was about school days when we were about 17 to 18 years old. Uh, we both go on our cycles, and after that, after entering the school, we have lot of enjoyment there. firstly we have our prayers, morning prayer. After that we have particular classes according to timetable. In the recess we had lunch, have many gossips, and sitting on the benches discussing useless topics. And after that there was always a fear of teachers, that what they will say to us if we didn't perform well. uh, we usually discuss our school life because that is a very important part of our life, and we would not be able to enjoy that ever after. So it was very interesting it was very interesting topic. Whenever we try to gain that thing in our mind, we collect many ideas, many imaginations, that how could we be performing when we were a child. And sometimes it was like a dream that we have enjoyed in our childhood or in our adolescence age.
Okay. Tell me, Mehak, how do friends communicate with each other?
Friends communicate with each other in sir on social networking. They can also communicate each other via mobile phones. During the pandemic of corona, it was not possible to have a face-to-face conversation to anyone because the rules were very strict. So in nowadays, the communication methods are just the social, in which social distancing is kept, and they they include chats, they include phone calls, they include follow-ups, and many.
Okay. What's the difference between having a conversation with a man and that with a woman?
When we are having a conversation with man, we have to keep some points in our mind, that we should not cross our limits. We should not go beyond a particular topic. We should be very clear. And when we are having a conversation with a woman, the things are not much different, but the only thing that is that we can talk freely to a woman. As a woman, I would say that I could talk freely to a woman as compared to a man.
Okay. Do you think women like to chat more than men?
Yes, of course, women like to chat more than men because men like face-to-face communication. According to me, I think that men like face-to-face communication, but women likes to chat because when they are doing something, they just open the chats and they just reply, and after then they start doing the another thing. Usually, that I have gone through. I also do so.
Okay. When men chat with other men, do they usually talk about the same things that women do when they chat with other women?
Sometimes that could be because it depends on how the topic of discussion. If the topic of discussion is politics, then men and women will could have same opinion. But if the topic of discussion is about their lifestyle or something, then man and woman could have different topics.
Okay. What is the difference between chatting and gossiping according to you?
In basically in gossiping, we have face to face conversation with a particular person. We collect our thought. We we interrupt his uh, we interrupt his uh, we can say we interrupt in between and tell what we feel. In fact, in chatting it's not so. It is in chatting a particular topic is taken, and tell about they just describe their details, and after that they just go on telling and telling, and it's chatting is boring, whereas gossiping is little interesting.
Okay. Who do you prefer chatting with? Your parents or your friends?
I would prefer to chatting with my parents because when there is a requirement of a particular idea, and when there is a requirement of an ideology, I would always consult my parents. And for me, the best way to consult that time is chatting.
All right. Do most people have just a small number of friends or many friends, according to you?
It depends on what a person's choice. Some people are satisfied with one or two friends. They just keep them, they just enjoy with them, they just perform their activities them. And some people like huge circles, but nowadays, due to social networking sites and many and internet users, and there are many friends. But actually, in reality, we have one or two friend, which is our actual friend.
Okay. How do most people make new friends in your country?
uh, People could make mutual friends, people could make new friends in our country by mutual friends, like I have a friend in common, somebody else have a friend in common, and we meet each other, and after that we discuss another person, and then we came to know about another person or another the in fact sometime online classes and all these also have to make us friends. And social networking is also working there.
Okay. I think that'll be all.
अगर आप भी अपने लिए आइल्स स्पीकिंग इवैल्यूएशन करवाना चाहते हैं तो डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे हमें कांटेक्ट कीजिए और हमारे चैनल द लर्निंग डेस्क को लाइक, सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना मत भूलिए।